What's up, everybody? Sorry I wasn't in the vlog yesterday. Just ton of crap. Let me just say this: college is really weird. For those of you that aren't in college yet, it's a roller coaster ride. In my case, I should have taken at least half a year, if not a full year, off from high school because the transition was just boom. It's very I mean, some people are ready to just go straight in. Like I have friends that went to Queens and they're doing fine because they've got high GPAs because they're doing business, commerce, all that stuff. I'm doing media, so in my case, I don't have to have as high of a GPA or just marks overall. I still need to have decent enough marks. I can't just be, slacking all the time. But anyways, so for me, I should have at least taken a little bit of a break, gotten a job, made some money so that, eventually it's easier to pay back student loans and stuff like that. But whatever. So I'm going to ride this program out because this program ended up being pretty much a lie. The program I'm taking is called Media Fundamentals at Sheridan College in Oakville. And it's basically kind of like an immerser program to media. It's media fundamentals, the fundamentals of media. It's, self-explanatory. If I go to the actual description on the website here, uh, let's see. You'll acquire basic skills and concepts in web and computer technology, sound, camera, television and film production, media history, communications theory, and visual design. So let's see. Let's break this down. So, web and computer technology. Not so much. They're not teaching us web design or anything, and that's fine because they've got their own programs for that. Computer technology, I don't know what they mean by that. In my case, I've been working with computers for most of my life, so I'm okay in that. For some people, it may be difficult, but I'm okay in that field for now. Sound, there was a sound course, so that they did fulfill. Camera, there are no courses in this program that teach you anything about cameras. And again, I've got my camera. I've got cameras all over the room. So I'm comfortable with cameras. I'm not a professional with cameras, but I'm comfortable with cameras. So they don't have anything for that. Television and film production. The only aspect of that they're teaching you is the theory side of it. So how TV stuff is written, TV treatments for proposing a show to a network and stuff like that. And the other thing that they're supposed to be doing in that case is, doing stuff with like TV studios and film production, specifically the technical aspect, which there's none of. Media history, okay, fine, they're doing that. Communications theory, obviously, that's basically 90% of this program. And then visual design, which was just its own independent course, which is basically just Comtech, but more artsy. So this program essentially is basically a big lie because 90% of what they're teaching us is journalism and journalistic practices, which I have nothing against journalism or journalistic practices, period. I like watching the news. I have friends that want to go into that, and good for them. Sheridan has specific courses for that. If I go back, excuse me, I got hiccups. If I go back to the actual list of the programs that have to do with my field of interest, if I could go back to that digital media, here we go. They've got a journalism program, a broadcast journalism program, a journalism new media program, and a journalism print program. Now, the print and new media programs are being merged together, so it's going to be journalism, print, new media, or however they're going to name it. So those two are irrelevant to my field of interest because I don't want to be a journalist personally. Now, there is the broadcast journalism program, which I was considering, but the problem is it still has the actual, reporting, writing, researching, pitching a story. It's still very heavily focused on the journalism stuff. They do have working in a television slash webcasting studio, which, I've got my home equivalent of that, but they've got professional switching gear and all that stuff there. Editing and then camera and sound. So those three things, the TV studio slash web studio, editing and then camera and sound would be the only things relevant to my field of study. Producing, okay, technically, because, production's always a good thing to have, which we're kind of learning. Researching and pitching a story, I don't need that. I'm not going into news journalism, and then reporting and writing. So those two would have been omitted, but we can't. So, anyways, I don't know. I might do that because they're like, in our broadcast journalism courses, students learn by doing. You'll be shooting news footage within the first few weeks. Okay, fine, but then we get back to the reporting, writing, researching, all that crap. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Essentially, I would like to do the Bachelor of Film and Television program, which is a 4-year, bachelor's degree. But you know, the I've already missed the deadline date for this year, but that's fine because I got to ride this program out and stuff. So, bottom line, college wasn't right for me right away, and I don't want to drop the course I'm in. I don't want to be a college dropout. I will finish college, at least the program I'm in now, and then I definitely do want to go back. I want to get, you know, some kind of a good thing. If it's not a bachelor's degree directly, I'll get this certificate from this program and then whatever else I do. But yeah, so again, bottom line, I shouldn't have gone straight in, but you know, what are you gonna do? I'm already in here. I gotta ride it out. I don't want to be a coward and leave. But yeah. Anyways, so what what have I been doing? I've been trying to fix my drone. I have two. So these are the Parrot AR drones. You know, kind of like the introductory drone you can buy for around. I think they go new for around like 380 after tax. It'll be like 340 in the US or something. So 380 after tax. So I bought myself one last year for my birthday, you know, with my birthday money, and it's awesome. You know, it's a good because I've never owned a drone before this, so I got really comfortable with it. It was defective when I bought it, so I had to send it. There was this whole like BS. I had to send it back and forth from the manufacturer and stuff. Eventually they fixed it, but they gave up. So they did something completely unexpected. So there's that box, but then there's that box. That's an entirely new drone. So what they did was first I sent back the defective drone, and they fixed it. So they sent it back fixed, which it wasn't because it flew for like, you know, for the first like 5-10 minutes, and then when I was taking off, it flew up and then flew straight into the wall. So I was like, okay, it's clearly still defective. So I sent it back again, and they were like, oh, we can't figure out what's wrong with it. I'm like, basically, I'm just like, okay, do this. Take off and watch it hit the wall. And they're just like, whatever. So they're like, okay, we can't figure out what's wrong with it, so we'll just keep this one and send you a brand new unit for free. I'm like, okay, because you know, I'm under warranty, why not? So the first thing that happened was I got the original one back, but they actually fixed it this time. So technically I was like, okay, it's fixed, so I shouldn't be getting another one. But they ended up sending that one anyways for free, and they're like, whatever, we're just gonna give you another one. So I got another free drone. So now back to this one, I'm fixing it because these are user repairable. Let me just put the camera kind of like without my phone falling. So these are user repairable. Let me get this, hold on. So like, you know, I bought their little toolkit because it's got the specific, I could get that screwdriver, you know, bit out of my regular repair kit, but it's, you know, just specific to that. And then they also got this little tool. I don't know what the official, it's called the circlip tool because they're used for these little things right here. And it's a tiny little piece called a circlip. And what that does is this rod right here that holds the gear and everything to the actual, like, you know, gearbox and motor shaft here. This clips to the end of it to prevent everything from sliding out. So it's called, you know, circular clip. So this tool is for that. So they sell that toolkit, and then I also had to buy this because I broke one of the shafts, and then one of the gears of the teeth, because these are plastic. So if you crash it the right way, not to say that there's a correct way to crash anything, but if you crash it the right way, you'll scratch some of the teeth out. In my case, the gear snapped in half. My dumb butt actually, you know, crazy glued it together. It worked for like 2 seconds, but there was this nice guy that ran like a local drone repair shop. He just dropped off some parts in my mailbox for free because he was like, cost me nothing, here, just get a new gear. Because realistically, if I want one of these gears, I have to buy that thing I bought for like $15, and this realistically is worth like $2. It's plastic. So that guy just dropped off a new rod, a new clip, and a new gear. My propellers are all fine. So then, you know, I fixed it, but then, you know, I went out of control and crashed it again. I hit a TTC bus shelter, and what happened is these right here are the bearings for the drone. There's one on the top, and then there's one on the bottom right here. They're just made of brass. These are the stock ones that come out of the factory. And these drones are upgradable. You can modify them with your own. So people normally get, like, you know, proper ball bearings, because this is just, you know, a brass bearing. You know, that's not even a ball bearing system. It's just a brass ring. And brass is a very soft metal. So it crashed in a way where it, if you were to look, I don't know if it'll show up on camera best, but we'll see if I can kind of convey my message. I don't know how easy it is to notice. Let me see if I can focus here quickly. Well, I don't know how well you can tell, but one side is thicker than the other because the actual wall of the bearing has been kind of crushed in. So when I put this actual rod in, I don't know why this vlog turned into a repair slash review video. But anyways, if you see, I'll bring it closer. Whoops. Actually, I'll just put the phone right here. So you see how that's shaking back and forth? That's because the bearing is no longer, like, you know, centered and it's kind of pushed in. So if I were to install the propeller with the gear thing now, the gear would start moving. The gear is supposed to contact with this. This is the motor part of the gear. So here's the gear that connects to the propeller. It would start shifting back and forth, so it wouldn't, you know, connect properly with this. So the, you know, this propeller would, all of these are spinning properly, and this one would basically cause the drone to, you know, fail because it's the, you know, the bearing screwed up. So now I have to buy a new bearing set, but I'm gonna buy the upgradable one so I can swap out all the bearings on my drone so that they're higher quality. So for now, this drone is out of operation, but at the same time, it's a good thing that they sent me a second drone, because while this one's out of commission, I've got this one to play with. And essentially, I could just sell this one, because if I take this and put it over here, it's a whoops. It's a full drone. I could just sell it because, you know, it's practically brand new. I haven't crashed this one. I'm being extremely careful. But I'm like half debating on keeping it because it's cool to own two drones. If I have a, you know, if I'm out at the park with a friend, he doesn't own a drone, I'll give him, you know, he brings his phone or his Android or his iPad with him, and he can fly this one, I'll fly that one. You can do dog fights and stuff. You can do multiplayer flying. So, you know, I'll probably just end up keeping it. But me and my cousin actually my cousin being Daniel, the guy that I mentioned a few times in my vlog, we want to buy this new drone. Let me just quickly show you. It's by a company called DJI. They make, like, probably the most popular consumer drone aside. Like, this is the most popular consumer introductory drone, but DJI makes the Phantom line of drones. Let me just quickly show the Phantom, DJI Phantom. So this is the DJI Phantom, and they come with a GoPro mount. This thing can't carry anything. It's got two cameras built in, but you know, it's made of foam and everything. This thing can't really carry anything. It's too light frame. This one is designed to carry a small action camera, and, you know, I own a GoPro, so I can do that. And then if you get more sophisticated, you can buy a gimbal system, which will allow you to move the camera around instead of just being in a fixed position. So that's the DJI Phantom. Then they have the Phantom 2, which is just the second version, just a little bit upgraded. And this one actually has a proper controller, because the Parrot AR drone is only controlled from a smartphone or a tablet. This one actually is controlled from a proper radio unit, but then you can also use your phone for the video feed. Anyways, so the Inspire 1 is the new drone from DJI, and this one is a beast. So there it is right there. Look how awesome that is. That is a 4K camera. That is a 4K camera on a drone. Here's just another front shot of this thing. Now, you're probably asking, how much is all this costing? So like I said, this drone is about 340 US, 380 Canadian. The DJI Phantom, that first introductory kind of one that carries the GoPro, is about, I think it's between 500 and 1 grand, depending on the model slash configuration. This one starts at $2,000. It comes with the 4K camera, so that's good, but the thing that sucks about this one is you can't change that camera to anything else you want, because it's a proprietary mount. So basically, if you own a GoPro, you can't put it on there. But who would want to? It comes with a 4K camera, for Christ's sake. So that's that. So me and my cousin want to get it kind of together as like a joint thing, but we're going to buy it with 2 remotes, because the really cool thing that I love about this is one of us can be the pilot and the other one can be the camera operator. So we're flying, and these are really stable. This thing doesn't have the best stability for video. It's only 720p, so it's kind of like, you know, wobbly. I'll put a link in the description to a video on one of my older channels. Really embarrassing stuff there. I don't care about that channel. And you'll see some of my drone footage from you know, of me piloting it. And you'll see how kind of choppy and unstable it is. These things are incredibly stable. That's why these things are more popular and more expensive. So like I said, one of us pilots the drone, whoever's more comfortable with that, and whichever one of us knows how to position camera systems better, you know, we can do a pretty cool video thing. So that's essentially that with drones. Oh yeah, and then one more thing. I did have another drone aside from these two. It was like, it fit in the palm of my hand that I got for like 25 bucks. Crashed that into the wall, but I reported it as defective because it's a Chinese company, so they'll just resend it to me, but I still haven't gotten it, so I don't know what's happening with that. Anyways, this video has turned into a 15-minute video, so I'm just going to cut it here because I don't have the best internet for upload. It's okay, but I don't want it to be like 20 minutes because who makes a 20-minute vlog unless I'm like, attending VidCon or something or Playlist Live, but that, well, maybe one day. Anyways, so yeah, guys, tomorrow I'm just going to be, I'll be chilling. Oh, forgot to mention, so today I was supposed to go to Apple and get a MacBook Pro. I was going to buy myself a new MacBook Pro with the whatever's left of my student loan because I need a new computer. This is the last MacBook that I've owned. It's the white plastic model. It's an Intel Core 2 Duo. There's like two or three of them. There's a bunch of iBooks here. There's like two or three of them sitting there, but they're all just, there for parts. This is the only one that's working right now. The only thing is the battery doesn't hold a charge, and the charger port needs like tape in order for it to work because some genius in my high school broke it. So I'm going to buy myself a new MacBook Pro Retina. And yeah, so I was supposed to go today, but my aunt was going to go with me, but she had to do something. So I'm going to go on Saturday. So Saturday's vlog will be interesting because I'll be at Apple. I'll be getting a new laptop. And yeah, now I'm out of breath talking for 15 or 16 straight minutes. So yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. So don't forget to rate, comment, like, subscribe. That's a very bright light. Rate, comment, like, subscribe.